So I haven't actually done the downloading of the yes. VOD, that's what it's called. I haven't done the download of the VOD yet for the stream we did a couple of days ago, but I did get the stream, the last stream before that, up and running. So, the title of the stream is doing some material gathering because... Oh, and by the way, you know, we're looking mighty fancy today, huh? Huh? You know, just cleaning up our act a little bit. So anyway, yes, I finished the last episode, we uploaded it, and then whilst I was figuring out what I wanted to do for the next episode and stuff, I took some time in creative, and I have a telescope. Yes. I have a telescope ready to start building. And once I get the telescope built, I think it's going to be time then to start the next part of our process, right? So we've done some stuff with the food war. We have the dye farm, fungus farm, and cactus farm. Well, no, I'm sorry. The dye farm and the cactus farm kind of figured out. We did that in the last stream. I did the entrance a couple of episodes ago, so the telescope and the shop are kind of the next two things that I want to work on. So, I want to start selling some items in here, and I think what I need to do is I actually need to go get some material. I've got a decent amount of soul sand, but I'm going to want more, and we're going to want to buy up a bunch of skulls from Groova. Though I have a deal with Groova for collecting all of the nether stars for him to sell. So I'm going to sell nether stars as moon rocks, but I'm going to jack the price up just a little bit as to not intervene with the... Where are you? The little bit of deal that I have going on with Groova. Let's find... There's a zombie somewhere and it's annoying me. I can hear you. Where are you? Hello? Really? Really? You guys seen a zombie around here? Where might you be, friend? Under the staircase? No. I thought I did a pretty good job of lighting this place up. Interesting. You know what? It's no big deal. So before we go off collecting soul sand, and there's a couple other things, I hear one. Maybe I have a tumor. Maybe I'm hearing things. But anyway, before I go and start collecting things, I think what we ought to do is lay out kind of what I want to do here with these flowers, right? This was kind of what we did in the last stream. That's wrong. I want this. And I want this, and I want this. Thank you very much. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And here's something very funny. I'm gonna show this right now because I just we were out and about flying around and looking for things, you know, pink tulips. Pink tulips. Yeah. I probably could have just done bone meal like was suggested, and I probably... Oh, no, there's an orange one right there. But you know what? We're not going to talk about it. Nope. Not even a little bit. Let's see. I want to grab a couple other blocks. Look, that was the easy way to do things, and I don't like doing things the easy way. I'm sorry. I like to do things extremely difficult. Because why? Because it's fun, and I get to struggle. So I think what I want to do... Ooh, we're gonna need jungle wood. That's fine. That's fine. I'm actually going to just indicate where I want the cocoa bean and the cactus farm for now. So let's go downstairs. Ooh, excuse me. Boop. And so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, you know, right here-ish. That's what, 1, 2, 3... you know what? It'll be better to do it like this. And we're just going to place these guys down. And this way we can kind of start laying out where we want these flowers, how we want to do these flowers up, and what'll look the best. I might actually shift the center of this farm over by a block so that I can get in here to the cocoa bean farm, which I think I'm going to place in this corner, and then the cactus farm is going to be over here. As we described in the last stream, this cactus farm, the pumpkin and melon farm are going to be a set it and forget it type thing. We're just going to collect materials from it. The cocoa bean is the only thing that I have to go in and actually mine when I need it. We shouldn't need a lot of it, but it's nice to have production nonetheless. One of the craziest things that we're going to have to do is we are going to have to figure out how to bring the bone meal down here and divide it up easily amongst 12 farms. Because I said that I want to have like potatoes and carrots and sugarcane and wheat. Maybe we don't do all of that. Maybe we just do like a nano farm for just carrots or just potatoes, and then one for sugarcane, so we can trade that with our villagers. I know we can roll the trades of the villagers, and we don't have to have all the things, right? Right. So I know for sure that we're going to want to put the blue orchid and probably the cornflower on the same wall. I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the poppy and the dandelion go on a wall together. I'm thinking the allium and the oxide daisy go on a wall together, and then the two tulips go on the other wall. We're not really going by color or design. We're going mostly by, like, the flower, right? These two flowers are similar. These two flowers are similar. These two flowers are similar. And these two are not. So I think that's a good layout for what we've got going on here. And it's time to head out. We got to go a fair distance to collect some of the things that I want to collect. And mostly what I think I'm looking for is going to be some dead coral. And I think I want to get just a bunch of variants of coral. As a matter of fact, I want to see something here. That was a nasty little cough there. Okay. So a pickaxe is the tool of choice. I didn't know. Now we know. Alright. And I'm pretty sure if we hit coral with the pickaxe, am I correct? If it's not silk touch, it's going to drop the dead version, or is it not going to drop any coral? I don't know. Do I have... I do. I already have one in there, but that's fine. Silk touch is needed. Nothing drops if we use fortune. It's fine. I have both. I've got a couple of spare chests in here that we can make some shulkers. We're going to need soul sand for the withers. We're going to need the coral for the other thing. And I don't really know what all to sell in this shop. Unfortunately, Jesse beat me to the punch of selling spyglass because I have a bunch of amethyst. I was going to sell spyglasses. I'm probably still going to do that. I'm going to sell... I could just go into like direct competition with Jesse, but I don't have the infrastructure to do that. So we're going to sell moon rocks. We're going to sell moon, like, meteorites. That's going to be the nether stars. We're going to sell moon rocks. We're going to sell spyglass. And then I think we're going to start selling things like our spider eyes, because I actually have a shulker box of those. And any of the other things that we're mass producing in the shop. So, with all that being said, it is time to, I guess, go to the coral reef. Hey, Juliana, welcome. And we're just going to go try to get a bunch of things. Ooh, back to the base, back to the base. I think what I should do, since we're going to the coral reef, is... Do I have water-breathing potions? I have one. But I can make more, right? We have all the things. We have a piece of netherwort. Definitely has to be silk touch. Okay, perfect. We have pufferfish. We have redstone. And this will get us what we need. So some water-breathing potions will just help us. And like I said, we're going to sell variants of moon rocks, but people are going to really want to buy them to get them. I don't have a conduit. Ooh, do I have a Heart of the Sea, though? Hold on. Let me throw this in here right now. The answer is no. And because of how maps affect lag and stuff, I know Foxy did away with all that stuff, so I'd have to do like some chunk base to find one. So I'm not really worried about it. A conduit would be nice. I don't even think I have... well, I mean, I got sea lanterns, but I don't have any other prismarine blocks. It's fine. We'll be fine. The conduit would be better because that gives us a little bit of speed too, doesn't it? It gives us a little bit of haste while mining underwater. Can I steal the sleep night before Piggy does? I did. It's been a little while since I slept. I don't want to battle a bunch of phantoms. Let's go. Yes, and easier to see underwater with it as well. You remember back in the day when all you had to do was brew up a water breathing and a night vision potion and you could see like everything? That's not a thing anymore, it seems like. Whilst we're running by, let's check the shop. Not much. I actually have a bunch of items to restock it. Sooner rather than later. Ho 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 ho, dangerous. Such a beautiful place. Hey, how's it going? Welcome in. As we fly precariously through the nether. Oh, I picked up the gold. And we made it. I don't want that. I may not want the gold either. Well, at least we get, you know, greetings and good tidings when we come out of the portal. Hey, look at that. That's a trap. Okay, so I believe... I believe... Yeah, here we go. It's a small coral reef. This isn't the one I'm looking for. What's going down tonight? We're just collecting some material. We're gonna get into some chatty bits here in a minute. I got a few stories to tell. Once I find my location, get my bearings set. Okay. I think we want to go this way. Somewhere over here, I believe. There it is. There it is. There's a bigger and more vast coral reef that we can destroy. And bloop. Here we go. So I'm just going to pretty much drink a potion and then start wrecking this place. I want to get just a bunch of different coral and things and stuff. It's going to be fine. It's going to be great. So, I don't really want the coral fans, but it's fine if we end up punching a couple of them. You know, you can never have too many materials. But, last time we streamed, which was just a couple of days ago, pretty crazy because that doesn't normally happen. I had a few stories that I wanted to talk about, and I ended up getting sidetracked, by things like this. And our planning stages of our base build and whatnot got the better of me. So tonight what I'd like to do is I'd like to revisit those, stories that I never told. And hello Pufferfish, the first story that I would like to talk about is something that just recently happened to me, and start off by saying growing as a person, or becoming a good person, doesn't happen overnight, and I didn't used to be the greatest of a person, right? I had a mindset, hey dolphins, and I used to be pretty quick-tempered, and over the course of years, I was able to change that mindset, and thinking more positively has led me to good things. And I always try to preach that. I don't like to be too preachy, but I always try to push positivity, and, you know, leading with positive rather than negative tends to breed better results. And what's the old saying, you catch more flies with honey? Which actually isn't true, but we can't really talk about what you can catch more flies with because then it wouldn't be 100% family friendly. And yeah, I digress. I haven't been in a coral reef since last season trying to breed blue axolotls, right? The other mindset that I had floated more along the lines of, you know, like my kids going through tragedies. And in their mind's eye, it was a tragedy. In my mind's eye, it was not. Because I had lived through it. I've been through what they were going through. And The big example of this was a few years ago when my eldest kind of went through his first real breakup. You know, my words to him were echoed from my father, to which I replied, "There's plenty of fish in the sea, man. This isn't the first, it won't be the last. You know, no big deal." And after I said those words, I made myself angry. I made myself angry that I echoed that for a couple of different reasons. Number one, I remember what it's like to go through your first breakup, your first real girlfriend, having your heart broken, or your first significant relationship, I should say. And having your heart broken is devastating, especially to a young man, a young child. So that's where my thought process had to change. When I was going through it, it was devastating. It was devastating to me because it was the first time it ever happened. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not impervious to, you know, trauma or things happening. But when it comes in that realm, you know. Love has come and gone in a few forms. My wife and I, though, have been together for many years, and I'll tell you, if we were to break up for any reason, it would be devastating. So I had to put myself in his shoes for a moment, right? I had to think back to when I was 16, 17 years old, and I went through my first real relationship and how it felt, and realized, oh man, that was a terrible way to handle the situation. It was totally wrong. I should go talk to the kid. And so I did, and I consoled him, and we talked about some different things, and, you know, time heals all wounds and things like that, and that kind of spiraled my whole thought process amongst a lot of things, because, hello, I like when the water just pushes me. I had a pretty negative mindset towards, you know, hello, drowned. Towards these individuals going through something in their life, and they're like, oh, I'm going through this, and it's, you know, it's devastating and it's difficult for me. And my old mindset, and mind you that I was much younger when I thought this, 18, 19 years old, it's like, you haven't been through half of the things that I had to live through in my life. You can't possibly be having that rough of a time. And that is honestly, again, the wrong mindset to have, because people deal with things in different ways. I have two siblings that went through very similar things as I did. We have three very different looks on the situation, you know, or viewpoints of the situation. So there's a point to this whole story, and I'm getting there. Bear with me. This is how things get. Sometimes it's been a while since we've done story time and been interrupted by jerks. But the transition from Arizona to Colorado, and then now up to Denver, where I'm a couple hours away from home, not home every night. I knew I was only going to have a short few days to spend with the family and get things done like we talked about last time. But a good friend of mine recommended my assistance to a friend of his who was having some electrical issues, which is fine. I love helping people out. I truly do. Let's see. But on the same hand, or on that token, you know, this was going to interfere with what little bit of family time I had. So I had a little bit of a backstory about this individual. For those of you that don't know, or couldn't possibly know, there was a shooting in Colorado, at least kind of by where I live, at a park that my kids actually frequent. And during that incident, a young individual was shot and killed. Now, I didn't know exactly how this man played a part in this. But I knew he had some kind of involvement in it nonetheless. Now, he calls me up because he just bought a house. He moved from another state to Colorado. He was having some issues. Asked if I could come over and take a look at it, to which, no problem. No problem. I was in Arizona at the time, so I told him, hey, call me back on this date. We will schedule a time then to meet up. And he did. No sooner that day I told him to call me. I mean, he called me. Which is fine. He's wanting to get things taken care of and checked out. No big deal. Yes, my bubbles are going down. So we scheduled our time. Come on, dude. Like, I'm in the middle of trying to tell the story and you're just punching me in the face. Ooh. Give it. Thank you. And it happened to be that he was going to be available on a Sunday only for a short while, as was I. But it was going to kind of work out for both of us. So, all right, man, all I need from you is your address. Go ahead and hit me with that. And then I will see you on Sunday at 10 a.m. So Sunday rolls around. I drive to this person's address. And it was pretty crazy turn of events right from the get-go, right? I get to the address. The address doesn't exist. He gave me an address of like 36680, or no, 3668. That's what it was. 3668 was the street address. I got it on the GPS and it sends me to a place. But when I start looking at the housing numbers, there's no 3668. So I'm a little baffled by what's going on. Trying to call this individual, no call. Or straight to voicemail. Alright, we'll wait a little bit. I drove around again trying to look for the house. And I guess we'll just see, there's some wither stuff. So the way it worked is there's a street that basically goes like this. And then it turns at an angle like this. Okay? We need this stuff to die anyway, so it's perfect. On this side of the street is the even numbers. And they're like 330, 328, so on and so forth. On this side, it was, 6330? So 330, 328, so on and so forth. But there was no 338. Okay? The street ended up teeing off, and there was another house over here that was like, whatever this street was going this way, 3219. On this side of the street, however, though, we had 337, or like 331, 333, 335, 337, and 339. Okay, perfect. Sounds pretty good. So I waited, I don't know how long I waited. I actually watched Zloy's video on the world builders so that I could get up to speed with what's going on this server. And then I called the individual back. Straight to voicemail, but this time I left a message. Hey man, whenever you get a chance, please give me a call back. I'm outside your house right now. Yeah, just call me back. No answer. So I waited about another 10 minutes, and in total, at this point, I had waited about a half hour. Called him up again, sent him a text message, nothing. So, alright, well, I'm just gonna go home then. I get home and I'm kind of ranting and raving to my wife because though my mindset has changed and I try to be a lot more understanding of people and what they're going through and stuff like that, and trying to be a little more understanding of what my kids are going through, I'm still a human being, right? I still have pet peeves, things that annoy me, and one of those things is wasting my time. I do a lot of different things with my time, such as content creation. I do honeydews at the house, raising the kids, keeping the house up to snuff. Time's very, very valuable. And it can be chaotic when trying to keep it all straight, but I do a pretty good job of time management. Monkey wrenches like somebody not being at their house or not calling you is cause for concern number one, but it's also It just makes me upset. So I was ranting and raving a little bit when I went to the house, and of course my wife, being the voice of reason sometime. Hello. Hi, how you doing? Get out of here. Ooh, I got a drowned head and a trident from that. Told me, probably something's going on, wait and see till you hear back from him. And I was like, you know what, if this guy calls me, we're just gonna have to reschedule. Normally, that's a huge red flag, right? Because if you're flaky about the time, then what else are you going to be flaky about? I've run into situations where I've gone into people's houses, I've troubleshot some things, go to the end of the job and say, all right, it's going to be X amount of dollars. And they're like, oh, yeah, I can get you half and then I'll pay you, in a week. When I get paid, I'll get you the other half. And that has never ended well for me. I have been stiffed multiple times. A lot of people are scared of electricity. A lot of people don't know a lot about electricity. They call me for my expertise, my years of training. And so I get pretty upset. Not only are you kind of stiffing me, but, you're basically shunning me. I actually had a guy that when I got done doing whatever it is that he needed me to do, he's like, oh, that was easy. That was really easy. Why should I pay you if that's all you had to do? And I'm like, well, if you would have done this yourself, you probably would have spent 3 to 4 hours and multiple YouTube videos before you found the problem. And then even then, you don't really know what you're looking for. Again, you're paying for my expertise, my years in the trade, my knowledge, things like that. We need to go after some blue coral. That's kind of the last one I want to get a little bit more of. So, like I said, a bunch of red flags were thrown up about this whole situation. But again, like I said, my wife is not always the voice of reason. It's pretty funny when it's her idea. I'm the voice of reason, and then vice versa. We balance each other out very nicely, I think. But anyway, because one of my comments to my wife was, you know what, we'll schedule again, or I'll schedule a later date with this guy. And then I was like, you know what, maybe I'm just not even going to do this job. It's not worth the time and the effort. If they're not willing to put in a little bit of time and effort, then why should I, right? No sooner I get done saying all these things and all this stuff, this guy calls. Of course he calls. And he had a legitimate excuse, right? He told me flat out. He said, look, man, my brother-in-law, something like that, was having a bachelor party. We were out late doing what adults do during bachelor parties. I overslept. My phone is being silly, and for whatever reason, it would not send or receive calls. I deeply apologize, but if you're still available, I would like you to come out and look at this stuff. Hey, Chewbacca, what's happening? Do that dance. Do that dance. Silly goose. So I said, you know what, man? I said, yeah, it's fine. I can still come out. And he's like, cool. He had a prior engagement that he had to be at 2 o'clock anyway, because his original question was, hey, can we schedule this for a little bit later? And I said, yeah, I mean, I can come over later this afternoon if you would like. And he's like, oh, no, yeah, I forgot I got this other thing that I got to do. I said, well, man, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm getting ready to head to Denver. I've got things that I need to take care of, and I've got laundry to do and packing to do. I've got a few honeydews that I need to get finished up. So this is going to have to happen now, or you're going to have to wait until I get home. All right? He's like, yeah, no problem. So I go over to this gentleman's house, and he had some relatively easy problems. One of them was a loose neutral in a receptacle. It had actually fallen out of the back of the receptacle. That's why it didn't work. Pretty simple fix. Very easy troubleshooting from my part. He had some flickering lights. So I was tearing apart some switches, and I ended up opening the guy's panel and tightening up some... what are they called? Tightening up all the things. Yeah, I'm an electrician. Tightening up all the things in his panel, all the hots, the neutrals, the grounds, all those things to try to make it, make sure it's electrically safe. It is one of those old school stab lock Federal Pacific panels, the kind that does do bad things and does need to be replaced. Luckily for him, he actually only had like one of the breakers that doesn't trip. But it's a scary thing nonetheless. But during this whole interaction between me and this feller, who, by the way, was a very, very nice man, come to find out, his involvement with the incidents that happened at the park, it was his kid that was shot. Nice, you're an EE? I'm not quite sure what EE is. I'll probably know it as soon as you tell me. So when this guy told me that, like I said, I didn't fully comprehend what was all going on. Good evening, Mr. Fearless. What's happening? How you doing? And yeah, his kid was one of the kids that was shot at this thing. I think he was the only fatality at this unfortunate event. And he kind of starts talking to me about it a little bit whilst we're upstairs looking at his electrical issues in the bathroom. You know what? I think that's going to be way more than enough. So we're just going to throw all of this stuff in there, and we will deal with this. That's a future problem for future me. I'm good. Listening to tell your story. How are you doing? I'm doing well, thank you so much. And yeah, it's rough. So this guy starts telling me a bunch of details about it. And look, I'm a pretty firm believer in a lot of things, but this one is one that I will speak on. And that is, no parent should ever have to bury a child. I've tried to sit back and think, but it's too painful to even try to put myself in his position. I cannot honestly fathom, or imagine rather, what this man is going through, what his wife is going through, what the rest of his family is going through. It's heartbreaking. And the guy apologizes to me. He's like, "Oh, I'm really sorry." And I'm like, "What are you sorry about?" And he's like, "Well, I know this is some pretty heavy stuff," which, that's kind of cool. That terminology is old school. Not this way. This way. And I said, "Look, man, you don't have to apologize to me for anything. You know, talk away. If you want to talk, I'll listen. I don't even know you. I don't know the situation, but I'll be the ears. That's fine with me." And he told me flat out that that's kind of how he deals with the whole situation, is he just talks about it, you know. Everybody deals with trauma in different ways. Run. Oh, I got him. Sharpshooter. So he had actually gone out to go get some burritos for breakfast for his kids and stuff. And the one kid, he kind of was, "Hey, you want a burrito? Hey, you want a burrito? Hey, you want a burrito?" And he asked me 6 times in rapid succession. And I was like, "No, man, no. That's cool. Thank you, I appreciate it." And then he's like, "Hey, you want some milk? Hey, you want some milk?" And again, I was like, "Oh, sorry, man. Actually, I'm lactose intolerant, but I appreciate it." So the dad, like I said, had gotten some burritos, and mom actually, while I'm in the middle of working on these switches, is like, "Hey, why isn't there 5 burritos?" To which dad had to remind her why there was only 4 burritos. And that's when mom lost it. I had no words. I had nothing I could say to console them. There was nothing I could do. And that was a really stressful situation for me to be standing in, you know. So we get done with the switches. He shows me some stuff outside that he was planning on having worked on. He wanted to add an outlet and stuff for his smoker and stuff, you know. Despite tragedy, life still goes on. And when we came back inside, he's actually got a memorial set up near where his panel is, so he was showing me that. And the story that he told me was his older son actually was in like karate, taekwondo, one of those. And he was a brown belt. Him and his dad used to do... I'll have to check that out later. They used to do karate together. And he was a brown belt. And the oldest boy actually shielded the little brother from the attack. And in doing so, the dojo that they were in or whatever gave the kid the honor of the black belt at his ceremony. And that's when Dad lost it, when he was telling me this story. And the reason I tell this story, and the reason obviously this is a story that's going to stay with me for the rest of my life. It was very, very hard to listen to it all. But the reason I tell this story is, like I said, normally I don't like to preach things, but I do tend to lean towards talking about and preaching about kindness, being kind to one another. You know, the kid that asked me in rapid succession about the burrito and about the milk was actually wounded during the shooting. His brother did his best to protect him from it, but the kid still got hurt. And basically what had happened was he got shot in the back of the head, and it came out, and when it did, it caused a little bit of brain damage, it caused some nerve damage, and the kid's not... The dad said this. The dad said, this isn't, my son isn't the same as he used to be just a short while ago. And what I didn't really understand in the whole grand scheme of things is this just happened. I don't kill me. Like, this isn't something that, has been months away or even a year. This just happened to this family. And the dad's a retired cop. The mom's a real nice lady. Real nice family. Very, very sweet and caring. And it's such a tragedy. But had I not led with kindness, to the kid and been like, oh, no, thank you. I really appreciate it. I could have set that kid off. I could have set his parents off. You just never know what somebody is going through. It's a tough world out there. It's not kind. It's not gentle. It's not any of those things. Though we wish it could be. Right? I want to find somewhere I can hide. Hi. You're right there, bud. Get out of my face. Ooh. I'll take both of these as I burn. And, this dad, this person, he told me, hey, man, when you get back into town and you get some free time, because I kind of told him my schedule, he wants me to come over and install that outlet for him. At the end of the day, I had all I could do to charge this poor man. He asked me, what do I owe you? And I was like, look, man, after what you just told me and all the things that you've dealt with, don't worry about it. I didn't really do that much. I fixed a couple of things. I gave him some advice. It's fine. But he told me flat out, he said, look, I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking for a cop-out. I'm not looking for any of that stuff, man. Just tell me what I owe you. I'll pay it. I know that, I don't know this stuff. That's why I called you, the professional. And so, what he doesn't know, and I'll never tell him, is I didn't charge him full price. Not even close. Normally, I charge about $75 for what I did for him. I said, you know what, man? Let's square up with $50. Is that good for you? And he's like, that's perfect. Thank you. You never can live with someone else's shoes. Yeah, you gotta respect everybody, man. And the biggest thing is you can't take back something you've said. So if you're rude or disrespectful to somebody, you can't take it back. Yeah, and that poor kid, like I said, has nerve damage and has a little bit of problems with his brain. And oh, you can say hi. You don't have to worry about interrupting the story. It's just a story. You know, from my perspective, you know, it's a rough story. It's a rough thing, man. I don't know how that man can walk around and function. I wouldn't be able to. So I got to give him mad props for that. He's a strong individual. And like I said, I can't even bring myself to think about it. Every time I do, it just makes me angry. It makes me sad. Yeah. I was very interested. It's a me thing. Okay. Yeah. And the mom. So, moral of the story though is, in all honesty, is, you know, be kind to one another. It's a short life. It really is. You never know where you're gonna find yourself. This happened at a skate park. Okay, a skate park. My kids go to that skate park. They frequent that thing often. So to know something like that happened so close to home, per se, is another scary thought. And the individuals that did the crime or whatever have not been caught. So there's people running around that did this that have not been brought to justice. And that's the part that I don't think. And look, man. What are you doing? Get out of here. Rude? See? Being rude. They didn't listen to my story. Is there a better part of this Soul Sand Valley that we can go to? This thing is really dangerous. Yeah, here's a little bit better. Yeah. And I hope I can find my way back. I should be fine. I mean, we're going to have mob spawning no matter where we go because of how mob spawning works. Right? Right? Right, Mr. Skeleton? I kind of... see, what I want to find is I want to find an opening that we can get ourselves into and be protected. Maybe? No. See, that's the problem. We'll just do something like this until we can't do it anymore. You have enough rockets, right? Look, man. Yeah, I've got my ender chest on me this time. I'll be fine. So, like I said, mindset has changed. Nowadays, I tend to try to walk into situations with a little bit more of a level head. I try to lead with, you know, kindness rather than any kind of attitude or aggression or anything like that. And it tends to work out pretty well for me. But it doesn't always work, right? There's always exceptions to the rules, and sometimes people can be people. It's the best way and the nicest way I can put it. And that situation was put to the test. My patience were put to a test today with an individual at work. Now, most of the time I work around some pretty decent fellers. And today, this isn't somebody that I usually work with. It's just another part of the puzzle of getting everything done and getting everything back together. But he's sharpshooter, man. Sharpshooter. There's another. Oh, don't shoot me in the butt. Little bit of gunpowder, little bit of gunpowder. Let's go back and hide. So there's always scopes of work when you get onto certain projects, right? Certain people are going to take care of certain things. Thank you. That's how it goes. And you're supposed to work within your scope of work. There's a little bit of a miscommunication, I would say, on who's supposed to do what with this specific part of this job. And so we've kind of argued it back and forth a little bit. No, we're not doing that. That's your part. No, that's your part. We're not supposed to touch that. No, dude, that's your part. No, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, how about this? How about we work together to find the solution? And maybe we can get it all. We're all here for the same common goal. We're here to get this job done. You know. So they start looking into it, and the guy comes up to me today, and he's like, all these wires are internally connected. And I said, no, they're not. He was half right, I was half right. Some of them were not. So I tell him, all right, we'll search these out. We'll get these taken care of, and then the rest of them are not internally connected, and I know this about 90% sure, so the rest is up to you. Hello. Look away. That's what I thought. I shot him in the butt anyway. So we're tearing out cables and we're looking, researching things, and I come across a few, and I'm like, yeah, these right here, yep, I'll take these out. And then once we got to the rest of them, same thing, same attitude. Nope, those are your cables. They're internal jumpers. You got to take them out. No. For the second time, no, they're not. I'm getting good at this. You know, you just got to lead them. And this guy was getting, relatively nasty with me. And I'm like, dude, chill out. Chill out. Again, we're all here for the same goal. We're trying to accomplish a job. So on and so forth. Yada, 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 yada. He wasn't having it. So, stop it. Towards the latter part of the day, I was to the point where I was about fed up with this guy. Been dealing with him all day. Relatively upset. What started off the day in a bad foot was he comes in and says, hey, these guys are going to be turning on this piece of equipment because they've got to test some things. So you might have some voltage in the cabinet you're working in. And I said, no, we better not. I signed on all these different clearances that said this stuff is locked out. Where did I come in? Okay, right here. So therefore, none of this should have power to it. And if you are putting power to something without me signing any paperwork, then you have not had me on the right clearances. Hey, Mendelise, what's up? To which he said, oh, it's just going to be some intermittent voltage, some feedback, maybe. We don't know. And I said, hold on. We're gonna go ahead and stop work because that's something you're allowed to do. I said, we're gonna stop this. We are going to figure this out. We are gonna go get the right answers. And I'm not gonna touch another cable or do another thing until this is corrected. I said, because if I'm working in this cabinet and I get shocked off of some 120 voltage, I'm going to be extremely upset. You're going to hear about it. Things are going to get nasty. And we just don't need that. Let's go ahead and avoid this conflict altogether by doing this properly the first time. So he argued with me. This is the same guy. This was earlier on in the day, earlier in the morning. he's like, oh, it's just intermittent voltage. I don't care what it is, dude. I'm not working on this stuff live. Period. End of story. End of conversation. There's no discussion needed. It's not going to go any further than this. It can be shocking. We don't want it to be shocking. That's the whole point. So that was the beginning of the day. Now we fast forward to the end of the day. I'm telling this guy, you know, hey man, these two wires right here, we need to know where they go. And he goes, well, they're labeled spare. And I said, yeah, I can read the label, bud. I see that they're labeled spare. We need to know where they go. He goes, well, they're labeled spare. They're just a spare. And I said, they say they're a spare, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are a spare. We need to see if we need to reconnect them. Do they land in our panel? Do they land in your panel? You know, what's going on? Well, they're just a spare. Right, dude, I don't know how I can say this any clearer or any more in precise English, but these cables may be labeled spare now, but they may be important. He goes, no, they're just spares. I said, well, here's the deal. If I tape these up and I tuck them under the floor of this cabinet and I just walk away from them, wash my hands of this, we're going to be commissioning this unit and you guys are going to be wondering where these cables went. Let's get a drawing out. Let's research this. Let's talk to somebody that knows. Let's figure this out. This guy was not having it. He didn't want to hear it. They're just spares. I said, that's fine. You know what, man? You're pissing me off, so it's fine. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to tape these wires up. I'm going to write a flag on them. Or I'm going to put a little piece of tape as a flag. And I'm going to write, your name told me to put these here. Spare. And then I left. I left for the day. The guy was not happy with me, but that's okay because I was not happy with him. You know? And the unfortunate thing is I got to continue to work with this guy. And I don't want this kind of relationship. I don't want it just to be button heads to butt heads right off the beginning of the day. Because though I may be... you're holding a gassed head? Give it. I think I have one, but I want it. No. Bad Enderman. He's trying to get me to look at him. Do you see that stuff? Hey, Eric, what's happening? You know, I told the individual straight up, I said, look, man, we can work together. I can be your best friend. We can have an easy-going time. I can be your worst enemy. I've been doing this a long time. I know how to play this game. You know, I know how this stuff is supposed to be working. There's a reason that you called an electrician in here. There's a reason that I was requested to come and do this. Let's not go down this road. So we'll see how tomorrow pans out for the both of us. Hopefully it's an easygoing day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a bit. I want a shulker box before I leave, please. You just like to scream, huh? You know it's shady when the person doesn't want their name on it. Yeah. So I told him, I said, I have every confidence in the world that the rest of these cables that I've unlanded and placed are going to be reused or they're not going to be used. I have the utmost confidence in that. But these cables here, I have no idea. I don't have a drawing. I don't have a sheet that tells me, you know, this stuff isn't magic. It doesn't just happen. And the engineers that decided, you know, we're going to put all this stuff, we're going to tear this stuff out, and we're going to put all this new stuff back, they didn't just magically come up with whatnot. They did their research and all of that. So you need to do yours. You need to do your due diligence. I'm doing my due diligence. Oh, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh, where am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is the 7th stack. I'm going to go ahead and put like that, and then I will know when I'm on the last stack. You know, Shay, yeah, but it takes effort. It does. It does take effort. I don't know why some people... I think some people just kind of thrive on negativity, and that's all they know. you know, and you try to be decent with them, but they're ready for that head-to-head challenge. And so that's how they go about their day. That's not how I want to live my life. That's not how I want to take on my day. I want to have a good time. The work that we're doing is some of the best work that we can do as electricians. Like I said, it's good work. It's more brain power than it is brawn, which is nice. You know, it's just all the way around a good thing, and I'm going to, get shot out of that shulker box. Look, my friend, you're annoying. There we go. Okay, so materials are gathered on this front. I just need to yeet some of this stuff out of existence. Please go away. Thank you. And let's go back to wherever it is we came from. Which I think was... Ooh... Ow! That bow has got some kick. Oh, I don't deal with those people. I get paid the same whether I'm working or staring at a wall. That's, you know, that's a good way to look at things. I do as well, but I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I don't like working with those people either. But at the same time, I'm there to do a job. And if people don't want to cooperate with me, well, I still got to get the job done, you know. And the sooner I can get the job done, the sooner I can go home to my family. God, go away. I just seriously want this gold block. Excuse me. Oh, that was just that. Okay, fine. We're good. We need to find the little crevasse. Here we go. This looks promising. Don't get me wrong, I take great pride in my work. Oh, buttons, buttons, buttons. Not going to deal with drama or unsafe acts. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely agree. Please stop shooting at me. This will be faster if I fly. Yeah, I don't deal with that. I take safety very seriously. I've been doing this for 16 years. I still have all my appendages. I have all my fingers, all my toes. You know, it's been a very, very long time since the last time I was shocked. I just don't need it. I don't want it. I don't want people that are willing to take risks. Because honestly, if they worked for me, they'd be gone. That's the long and the short of it. I would fire you. You'd be down the road and no more. But, of course, you know, it doesn't work for me. That's not how it goes. How does this look on my head? I mean, you know, it looks good with the... you know, that's pretty good. I like that. Oh, but work is stressful. Work can be stressful. It doesn't need to be. And some people just like to... It does go well with the tux. I like wearing the tux. I didn't make this... How do I say this? I didn't make the tux, but I figured out how to put it on my skin, right? So I want to utilize some of these skins that I made. So I think we're going to go over to Groova's area real quick and see what he's got for sale as far as wither kits. I know he sells the soul sand with them. And maybe we'll go hunker down in the end for a little bit and kill us some easy withers. I got to go see this, all right? Beardy Shops, Beardy's Mall. That is the most awesome thing I've ever seen. A little wheelbarrow with a Tiz Tom. Oh, this is so good. I bet we have to go through here to see the shops, but that is so good. So, you know, what if I wanted to build something there, Beardstone? You're encroaching on my thing. He didn't think about that, did he? Nah, it's fine. It's fine. He used number 13 too, which was actually one with the door shut, and I didn't snag it up because I wanted to. Because of, 113. Anyway, yeah. No, that was the original story, or the first story I told was the one I wanted to tell the other night, because there's lessons to be learned. All right. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 9, 11 kits. What's 11 times 4 is 44? Right? That's 36. 2 more. That should be all of it. I'm leaning back for a second, so if you can't hear me as good, I apologize. They are 4 diamonds each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There is 6, 9, and 11. We got to get up with Grooves at some point, because I know that he talked to me stream weekend. I was lurking in his stream, and I'm supposed to kill these for him, but let's go to the end, which I believe is that way. Yep. And we're going to kill ourselves 11 withers and get ourselves 11 meteorites. We'll call them meteorites. Why not? Ooh. I saw Dadcraft posted a video today, and he built like a casino out in the end. I think he was using glass or tinted glass he was talking about in the back channels. Did you know that through the nether portals, obviously you can see that, but also through tinted glass you can see banners? I should have mentioned that to him. That would be, I don't know what he could do, but that'd be something fun to play around with. Oh, but anyway. Yeah, that's right. I gotta go this way, and then through the gap. No, we didn't get it. This ain't even the right way, man. Bedrock is so broke. It is. But where is the dang tunnel? There's the tunnel. There we go. This is where I needed to go. Boop. We're getting hurted. You see them through water too? I didn't know that. Can you see them through lava? I'm still on this whole we should be able to lava log stairs. Yep, and I'm sticking to it, because how cool wouldn't that be? How cool wouldn't it be to have the floor that I have back at my base with lava at the stairs? Oh, speaking of stairs, oh, I might be able to show you a funny other little thing because of bedrock. Hello. Hello, Endermans. Bye, Endermans. Angry boys. Boop. Yeah, lava would be so cool. There's still the turtle head. Helmet. Dum dum dum. Oh, look. He left it up. Where is the thing? Where? Oh, it's over here? Right. There's a drop chute somewhere. Is that it? I think that's it. Hello, bunny rabbit. Yes. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, here we go. We did it. That was an unintentional into the portal, but it worked. All right. So hopefully our thing is still here. It looks like it is. Looks like we have a little bit of an issue with the water. Ooh. Either somebody's cleaned up the water or somebody's been using it. Oh. If we die, we should probably put these in there. And that's fine. That's fine enough. So 1, 2, 3. What? Okay. That should be an infinite water source, right? No. This gets to be a pain. Looks good, looks good, looks good. Looks good. We got a little bit of an issue over here. Hello. Let me up. Let me up. Thank you. And we'll do that. I don't want to fill all of these buckets, obviously, but that's pretty good. We should only need, what, 3 more buckets? 2 more buckets. Hello, what? I'm pretty sure that this shouldn't be there. Wonder what tomfoolery was going on here. This shouldn't be happening either. Really? I guess we're fine. We're gonna find out really soon. This could end up bad. So I'm pretty sure we do this. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that would help us. If we did, we're gonna get a little bit of damage from them. When I did the video, you guys can definitely hear the wither, right? But when I did the video on this, when I did the twice baked beacon, somebody told me that they were playing on hard mode. It's low? How can it be low? The bar on my left-hand side is like middle. Huh. I don't know. But anyway, somebody was like, because I mentioned that if you play on hard mode, you don't want to go hit the wither. It will pop out of there. And they're like, I did it. And it didn't pop out. And I was like, well, okay. But through my testing, this thing popped out a couple of times. It doesn't always pop out. It's best if we just let them suffocate. What time is it? 7. Ooh, man, it's getting late. We haven't been going. Yeah. The Bedrock Edition Wither is rough. Now, what I wish happened is that these guys didn't die of suffocation. I wish they died from the Wither, because then we would get the Wither Rose. But they died from suffocation. And what I'm thinking about doing is maybe setting up like a chicken farm. And getting my hands on some eggs. At some point, and then throwing a bunch of eggs in there. Yeah, exactly. They'll turn into chicks, and then he'll kill them, or they'll kill them. That'll be the easier way to do it, right? I just wish... So, whilst we're killing withers, you guys know me. You guys know I don't like to keep up to date on the latest and greatest, what's coming out and what's going on. But it's hard not to. I know quite a bit of the 1.19 update and the Warden and the Deep Dark and things like that. But there is a block. How did we do? How did we fare? We lost another water source. Right there. It's fine. I think this layer of obsidian might be wrong. No, it's fine. It's fine. He didn't break out, so... Is this where I had him last time? Right? Yeah. But anyway, there's a block that is coming to the game, and as it sits right now, as far as I know, you can't get it. And it's called Reinforced Deep Slate. It's a block found in the ancient cities in the Deep Dark, and it's a super awesome looking block. But it got me thinking, because in modded, withers are used very, very differently. And I know Bedrock, Java, some people don't like Java. It's all Minecraft. I didn't like modded for the longest time either. I gave it a chance through a couple of different YouTubers, and now I watch a lot of it and I play a lot of it when I can. But anyway, there is witherproof blocks in modded, and one of those is called Reinforced Obsidian. And it's a really, really easy thing to get. Inside your crafting table, you would have 5 pieces of obsidian, and then you would have 4 iron bars around it like that. And basically, I will say hi to Jade in just a second. you can put that in a block, in a 5x5 block. You can spawn the wither in the second of it, and that's it. The wither can't get out of it. Now, typically, you cut yourself a little 1x2 hole so you can get your character in there to place the wither. There are some mods that actually add a wither spawner, so you can put the soul soil or soul sand and the wither skeleton skulls inside of that, give it power, and it will place the wither every time there is no wither in there. Then there's a couple of automatic machines that'll kill the wither for you, and nether stars are used in the late game part of modded. And the mod pack that I'm actually playing, you need to put the wither in a cage, and you actually have to use like a gas laser or something like that, a laser drill to mine ether. I think it's ether. And you use that, it's a gas, and that's the only way to get it. But anyway, when I saw the reinforced deep slate, that's immediately what I thought of. Man, it'd be so awesome if maybe we couldn't just get the block. Maybe we'd have to craft it, and it could be something kind of ridiculous to get it. But if it could be wither-proof to where it can't blow it up like bedrock, that would be so useful. Boom. This time, there's a lot of water missing. But it's fine. I can do something like this. There we go. But we'll see. As I said last stream, the individual that is helping with the Deep Dark and stuff like that was actually a mod pack. Or not necessarily a mod pack, but a mod creator. So that's pretty neat. We're missing that there. We're missing a few water sources, it looks like. I think we're good. I think we're good. We'll see. Just keep it movable with pistons, then it'd be real hard to get into the shape you want. A cool new mechanic. There's so many things I would like to see. Modded has a thing called a mega torch where it's crafted with like a torch, but then diamonds and gold blocks, and I think one recipe for it like had a wither, or I keep calling them a wither star, a nether star in it. And when you place that down, 64 blocks in all directions from that, no mob spawn. I wish that could be like a beacon effect that we could have, or something. It'd be. I know that they changed lighting and all of that, and that's neat and that's cool. But I wish it was a lot easier. You still have to go around caving. You still have to go. You know, we found a bunch of caves last stream, and it's just a pain. A simple storage mod, yeah. I like the storages, the availability of different storages in mod packs, but I don't like going to like a terminal, you know, and just doing everything there. I like having to go through chests and stuff like that. I do like that vanilla style gameplay, but it would be nice if we had other things besides chests, barrels or shulker boxes to store stuff in. It'd be nice to see like different versions of the chest, which is a thing that Quark adds, the mod Quark. This is just basically a chest, but they add oak chest, birch chest, you know, acacia chest, and they look like the log. Crimson, warped, all those woods can be made into chests. I think you can make a nether brick chest in some mod packs. But that's fine. We don't need that. I would even go as far as to say I love storage drawers. I don't want to see those either, right? That's a modded thing. I just would like to have a little bit more options, or maybe something like a like the barrels, but we could stack the barrels together and the inventory would grow as well, right? like a multi-block structure. That'd be cool. Sorting of non-stackable items would be so great. We can sort non-stackable items in vanilla, but we can't sort different non-stackable items. Like, I can sort all of these out of any other items, right? Because non-stackable items give a signal strength of 3, whereas stackable items only give a signal strength of 1 as they pass through a hopper. But it would be nice to be able to do something better with that. You know, when the Nether update first came out, I had a pretty cool auto brew setup thing that would take the splash potions in a dispenser and dispense them, which effectively breaks them. And using a brewing stand, I could sort out the potions and the splash potions. And then the regular potions, I would run them through to an automatic brewer with a bunch of redstone hooked up to it, and it would brew the 3-minute fire resist potions into 8-minute potions for me. It was a cool setup. But since they added water bottles to the bartering from piglins, you can't really separate those. So it would be really, really nice. And technically you can, utilizing armor stands, you can separate like your helmets and stuff. You can set up an armor stand, and I think a dispenser will spit armor onto the armor stand. But then you would have to... It's kind of a flawed system, because if you get 2 helmets in like a mob farm back to back, it's not going to work. But you could set up multiple armor stands and have... I don't know, you could have a dispenser set up to where the non-stackable items go through and maybe shoot the items just out of the way, and the armor pieces would go onto the armor stands, and then you could break those armor stands using arrows or cactus or something, and then all of those pieces would be separated out. I mean, there's a few different vanilla mechanics you can use, but it's not anywhere near what it could be. Luckily for us, we're seeing a huge shift in the game, right? They're doing modded things, but in a vanilla way, which is refreshing. Yeah. Hey, my gain was down on my thing. Yeah, it would be nice to play around with the MBT data of different things so that we could separate potions. But how often do people really run into needing to separate out potions? And brewing potions is kind of arbitrary. You know, Zoi's got his machine set up, and you can brew 27 potions. You need 9 of each item, and then you're done to get a whole shulker box worth of a specific potion. I just liked having the availability of... Yeah, barter farm, witch farm. A general use mob farm will also spawn witches, so you can get the healing potions there. But outside of that, yeah, there's nothing else that drops potions. Nobody else really uses them, right? No other mob. Like the strays use weak slowness arrows, but not slowness potions. But still, it'd be cool. Oh, crap. Got it. Raid farms? Do they have potions in them? Yeah, slowness arrows are stackable. No, they spawn. That's right. They do spawn witches. I haven't built a raid farm since Season 1 of Truly Bedrock. I've done... we're 4 seasons into Truly Bedrock, right? When technically there's 5 seasons because Season 0, but I wasn't a part of that, so that one doesn't count. No, that one totally counts. But, every season, the first season, I didn't really know what was going on because I didn't know these individuals that played on this server, and they kind of showed me a map and said, hey, look, this is what we're planning. You live here. And on that map, I live exactly where they said, you live here. But then I was spread out. I had my raid farm. I had my nether farms and stuff like that. Season 2, I lived in the nether, and I was a good distance away from everybody. Season 3 started off with me being in the same village and stuff as everybody else, but eventually I made my way to my own little island and whatnot. This season, I am a hop, skip, and a jump literally away from spawn. And so I want to keep that up. I like being real close to everybody. And, raid farms, you have to find a specific location. And there's quite a few around. And I guess I could build one up, but it's just not something that's really interested me. Maybe we'll put that on the list of things that we could do this season. I don't know. I got a lot of things that I still want to do. With finishing up our base and getting all the different things I want in it, as well as some other things that I want to do with Mushroom Man, and yeah, there's just a bunch of stuff. So we'll see. How many more do we got? We got 5 out of 11, so we've got 6 more to go. We should be able to do this relatively easy. I guess we can just do the water as this thing goes to spawn, right? It's fine. The water just helps it from blowing stuff up. Ow, jerk. Each season on our server, I try to do a different farm. Last season was Witch, this one is Raid. Next might be Nether or Guardian. You know, I haven't tackled a Guardian farm in... goodness. Trying to think. Some of my earliest videos might have been on the world the last time I messed with a Guardian farm, but I never even got that one to completion because of a bug. I don't think I've ever built a witch farm either. I built a raid farm. And then I did... Yeah, why limit to just one? That's a good question. Well, some of these farms are large, and if you've never built large farms, it can be very, very tedious and stressful. Maybe that's why. Limit to one. Get a little more comfortable with redstone and farming and stuff like that, and then up to 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 17, and then... yeah. I mean, last season we built that pretty awesome nether farm. That thing worked out really, really good for us. What else? Yeah. Can always go bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't know. That... Other people claim the structures, and I don't want to overrun it with 10 Guardian farms or whatever. No, that's good. Good being a good server mate. I think that's why we always have like a shopping district. This season we're doing, we've got the shops in the nether, and then a lot of people are starting to branch to their base. Which was an idea, I think it was Tiz that actually had the original idea. Maybe it wasn't. But somebody had the original idea of putting the shops in the base to get people to go to those bases and just kind of, show off some of the server. Which is a really good idea. But no, what was I going to say before that? Yeah, Guardian Farms, the last time I built one was actually on the Legacy Console Edition. I don't think I've built one on Bedrock yet. And that was back in the days when it was just like Java. You had to drain the thing, and nothing would spawn in there but bats or Guardians. And then if you were on a slime chunk, you could get those. So I had like a dual slime Guardian farm. It was pretty cool. It's been a while. I think I've drained like 6 6 monuments? 6 or 7? I think it was 6. We've done a lot of work because that was the 1.8 update for the consoles. Oh yeah, Hatter's Tool will make it a lot easier, for sure. Yeah. Never build the same farm in the same way. Yeah, I've tried many different farms. That's why this season I went searching pretty far and wide for a good moss farm. And we came up with or found Eggfur's video, which is really cool. He's a small time, I think he's sitting a little over 1,000 subs or something like that. So it was nice to, that farm's really awesome. Video was very well done in my opinion. Download links to all the things and telling you how much of everything you needed. I think he was a little off on a couple of things, but not a big deal. And so it's also nice to share the love for smaller content creators. He's not much smaller than I am, but still, spreading some love. You get more fun building a different farm with fellow players. Like this season, I built a raid farm and helped Wraith with the Guardian, kind of. That's awesome. It's awesome, man. That's what this game's all about, right? Playing with friends, being creative, doing things. I like it. Obviously. Oh, plus the replayability of this game is so much, and if you step away for any significant amount of time, like an update or two, you're gonna come back to a totally different game. There's so many things, you know. This season is when I figured out, when we built the spider farm a few episodes ago, I figured out that Silk Touched Deep Slate is directional. And this update has been out for a while, and Deep Slate has been out for even longer. So you can always learn something new. When I built the potion brewing out of the bartering farm in Season 2, there was a lot of people that had forgotten that you can take splash potions and actually throw them through a dispenser, and it will use them as if a player had thrown them. So, dun 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 dun, boom, got him. Yeah, I need to actually mine some endstone while I'm out here hanging out. I think we could sell this too as like a moon rock. That looks good-ish. Yeah, sure. Oh yeah, Deep Slate's a beautiful block. And like I said when I was building the moss farms, I've tried to go away from my traditional build style. Not because I'm tired of it. Just because there's so many different blocks and I see so many different people using them in different ways that it's fun to branch out, to spread your wings and try new things. Not everything has to be built in Deep Slate and Nether Brick, but it looks so good. Oh. So we got this one and 3 more to do. And then, like I said, I've got some endstone I need to collect. We'll probably end the stream after we kill the rest of these withers, because it's getting late. And tomorrow's Friday. I got 2 more days of work and then a day off. Love the dark blocks, and there's so much of it. Yes, there is. I think one thing I would like to see is maybe some added metals. The copper block is gorgeous. But could you imagine having the copper block, you know, in a silver color, maybe silver, maybe steel? Just think to mod it if you know what I'm talking about. Steel is the same texture as copper. Just silver. That'd be awesome. Some metallic blocks. could be done. I'd love sheet metal or steel block. I'd build a spaceship. No, there's not a lot of good blocks. And then if you were at the beginning of the stream, you would have seen I had a couple of lodestones in my hands, because I'm actually going to use those as build blocks on the telescope that we have planned to build. I think they're a gorgeous block. It's just a pain to go get a netherite ingot to utilize that block. It would be a great block to use in a wall. It would be great to use in a floor. It's a metallic-ish block, but yes, so expensive. Netherite's a good block too, but when are you ever going to be able to get more than a couple blocks without doing some craziness, right? Maybe I'll look into that one of these days. I'm sure there's some kind of like strip mine thing you can build. Nah, whatever. Good enough. Oh, but no, we're definitely trying to branch out this season and build different things. I'm still not 100% sure of... I got almost a stack of blocks on my soul world, but that's board mining while the kid plays. Yeah. I'm still not 100% sure on how I'm going to decorate all these different dye farms, but I definitely want to use the colors that we're going to be getting, blue and light blue and pink and magenta. It's going to be an interesting wave of weirdness, I guess. At least on my end, it's not my normal build style. We're still going to have my build style, and then as I said before, we're going to utilize the floor pattern that I've created, probably continuously throughout my base. I wish there was a few more options for ore outside of deep slate, stone ores, nether ores, and the gilded blackstone. Because then we'd have a few more options. As we technically could build a wood floor out of the similar blocks, and we could have like a dirt or other woods. There's plenty of brown blocks out there. There's just none with ore in it. Yes, gilded blackstone is nice, and that floor that I have where my bees are with the gilded blackstone and the crying obsidian is by far one of my favorite things I've ever done. Every time I look at it, it's a sense of pride almost. You know, people tell me, "Oh, it looks really good. I love this floor. I'm going to steal this idea," which is perfectly fine. That's what this game's all about. Yeah, the respawn. Ooh, I didn't think about the respawn anchor. Oh. It's not a bad idea. But no, it's a sense of pride walking down into that part of the base and thinking, you know, I came up with this. This is from my own head. This isn't something I saw on the internet, or this isn't something I'm trying to copy or emulate. Don't sleep. Yeah, I'm not going to sleep, Silent. I'm in the end. We could sleep, but things go boom. I've got another floor design I'm working on, though. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but it looks so cool. Stacking the anchor on the crying obsidian, it blends perfect. Yeah, and you get the little, like, yellow in the middle if you fill it with glowstone. Oh, that's cool, man. I'm going to have to throw that up on in my creative world and take a look at it. Huh. It's not a bad idea. Ideas. Yeah. What else? What else? We got one more to go after this guy. And I think we're not going to end right after we kill the Wither. I think we're going to jump over into creative. And I'll give you guys a little sneak peek of the telescope that we're looking to build. And it's not 100% done. I'm still tweaking the design just a little bit, but I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work. I'm not only am I building outside of my comfort zone with different blocks and textures like my moss farm. My moss farm turned out so good with the walls that I built using drip leaf and glowberries and kelp and stuff like that. But we're also trying to build different things. I'm not just trying to build a castle or things like that. The observatory is, if you haven't seen the picture, I've put it up in a couple of videos, and it did float around Discord for a little while. You know, that's a real building. It's a real observatory in Denver, Colorado that I'm trying to build from a picture I found, a black and white picture I found on the internet nonetheless. I did use a dome creation for the observatory. I actually created the main structure off of plots. Plotz. But like the outbuildings and the telescope and everything like that is all being done by my own head. And the block choice and things like that obviously were here. Yeah, sometimes I'll jump into modded. I did it for building the Nether Hub last season. I jumped in modded and used the builder, because the builder has a nice option for building things, and you can fill in with blocks and stuff like that. And then I can have Java and Bedrock open on both my screens, so I can pause Bedrock, I can go look on Java what I need to place next, and I'm not just trying to follow. The online thing is nice too, but I like being able to kind of fly around and see and adjust it and see it in game, right? And that thing has... I did do that for the dome last season, because that thing has not only a top dome, but you can do a bottom dome, you can do a sphere, a heart, an ellipse. There's a couple other ones too. So it's pretty nice. It's a nice little tool, I think. And why not? I play both versions of the game, so why not? Good. There's a handy little trick I had in my back pocket. Yeah, console. I miss it to a degree. I did figure out how to download weird things like stuff off of mcpedl.com or whatever. I figured out how to download some of that to my Xbox. I don't know if you can still do it. So it was nice. I was able to do more, but I still can't do what I can do on my PC on a console, right? It's my entire entertainment center. I miss it to a degree. Like, so I'm doing a solo run with Magikarp in Pokemon Fire Red right now. And I'm playing it on the computer. I'm actually recording a video on it because I thought some of you might like to watch me struggle. And I have a wired Xbox controller that I bought back in Season 1 when I was still playing on the Xbox. Because if you have a wireless controller, they actually have a timer that if they haven't been touched or moved, they'll shut off. And so when I built the AFK Netherwart farm, I wanted a controller that I could just leave on and I could AFK that thing overnight and so on and so forth. That controller works really nice with my computer because I can plug it in and boom, I start playing games. It's how I play my Zelda randomizers and all the other things. I miss that. I miss the controller in my hand. Don't get me wrong, I do love keyboard and mouse. It's just console gaming is where it all started for me many, many years ago when I was 5 years old. You know, playing the NES back in the day. I use my PlayStation because I have my son playing with me 90% of the time. That's cool. All right. So that is 11 meteorites. collected. We didn't even fill in the water this time, but we're not going to worry about that. I do need to, like I said, collect a little bit of endstone before I leave here. So what I'm going to do is grab the Silky Boy, take my ender chest, and we're going to go ahead and just kind of put ourselves hopefully somewhere semi-safe to where we don't get hurt. I don't think anybody's doing too much with the end island. And we're going to jump over into the creative copy of Truly Bedrock that I've had for a while. This is an old copy. This is before I built the top floor of the base. This is before I built the staircase. This is before I built a lot of things. This is me messing around, but we've got ourselves a telescope pointing out of the thing. I was playing around with copper. I don't think I'm going to use copper. I think I'm actually going to stick with the bone block. I like the bone block deep slate look, but that's where I'm going to put the lodestones. And we've got, I might put a piece of copper up here, you know, just as a thing. I was playing around with different things to block snow. We're probably going to stick with the glow lichen. Yeah, and then inside we've got some lights hidden for to make sure that this thing stays spawn-proof and things like that. We are going to have to throw some lighting in here. So what I may end up doing is putting like a piece of glowstone here and an upside-down polished andesite stair here. And then do the same thing here and maybe even put like a polished blackstone normal facing stair here so you can't see it. Have a little bit of light. I like it. One thing that this thing should have that I'm probably not going to put is it should have a spot for you to like actually peer into. That's the way a telescope works, is you would look into this. And then the mirrors of the telescope, you know how they work. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. I'm still, like I said, working out the 100% details. This is what I got so far. It's looking really, really good. I think it looks good. I love the little glowing effect here with the tinted glass that's behind the regular glass and then the honey blocks. Again, what I could do is if I wanted to take the honey block away from here so it's not yellow in the middle of it, we could just take some polished blackstone stairs or maybe even any other kind of stair and just face them backwards. It would let the light shine through. I put multiple layers of honey because, well, I have a lot of honey. But let's say we did something like... I'm stuck on the honey. Something like this. Again, this is all just a work in progress. We wouldn't see the glowstone from the outside. It's a little rough on the eyes. Having that's worse than the honey blocks actually. I don't know what we could put in there that would make it look better. Honey behind the shroom lights? Yeah, that might not look too bad. Speaking of the RTX, to answer your question, I don't have a graphics card in my computer. I have a little desk mini PC. You know, I've got the Ryzen 5 and all of that. It's got a good processor and things like that, but I think the other thing that throws this off is the fact that I was messing around with the copper. There we go. And then we'll do like this. Then we'll get out of there, and then we'll do this. All right, that's perfect. I like that. That's nice. That's nice. But yeah, I think this is gonna look pretty cool. Sitting in the base, the white's gonna be definitely a contrast to the copper, and it's gonna be, you know, sticking out. This thing worked out very, very nicely. It fits very tight in here, but it looks really good. As you can tell, this is pretty old. There's still that stuff down there. There's no things over there. This is an old creative copy. But one time before we jump off a stream, we're going to take a look at the old Crying Obsidian and the Respawn Anchor with some glow boys. Where is my thing? There it is. A lot of things happening in this world. Yeah, this right here is probably one of my favorite things I've ever built. Outside of that floor. Ooh. Oh, you can even... Oh, okay. I mean... I mean, you can even play around with the things. Yeah, we can blow stuff up. I forgot about that. I forgot these blow up once they're... I should have just done that. It's fine. It's fine. We didn't need this anyway. We've already built it. We know what it's like. I do not have fire spread turned off in this world, so... Kelp burns? You know? That's neat. Oh, dang it. Why? I mean, we can play around with this. This is a neat design. But... I mean, you could have a whole floor of this, too. And you could play around with, like... just weird stuff. And test this in the nether? Nah. Oops. So does it look like Crying Obsidian from the bottom? It does. It's just not illuminated till you do that. So the bottom... is the exact same texture as the Crying Obsidian. Test this in the nether. No. No way. But that's pretty cool right there. You could even just do like... Alright, 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 alright. Oh, dang it. But you could do something like... let's do that and like that. Right? And then maybe one with some swirly bits in it. This would be a dangerous floor to put in your base. Yeah, I know it does. But I'm just saying, look, it has a particle effect. Ooh. I love particle effects. And this doesn't make noise. I bet you that would look pretty good in my world. I don't think I have... don't think I have it in this world. I need to download a better creative copy because I don't think I have any of my farms. Well, yeah, I have no farms built in here yet. I barely just got the storage room. Yeah, I didn't have the brown mushroom cows. We had just brought this guy back. All right, well, yeah. It's a dangerous floor to play around with, but that's nice. As long as nobody comes in right-clicking on your stuff, you should be fine, right? Anyway, guys, that's where we're gonna end tonight. We just got some materials. I think we're almost good for continuing the work on the base. And Bearded Hobo has just followed. Thank you so much. And yeah, we'll try to do this again Sunday-ish, maybe. We've had two this season. Or two this season, geez. 2 this week so far, which is unusual for me. But thank you guys so much for stopping in. And yeah, if Lee's live, let's go raid us at Liara, right? /raid Liara. Why question mark? Did I push the wrong button? I did. The raid has been created 9 seconds away. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.